Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this educational video. In this educational video, we want to talk about the EpwSandia software. This software is for producing EPW data, which is used as input for various software such as Energy Plus and Design Builder. It produces the EPW for us based on what? Based on the meteorological data from NASA website. That is, its source is from there. It downloads NASA meteorological data for the period you specify, for example, 2005 to 2021, for example. For that period, it produces the EPW for you based on a method called the Sandia method, which I'll explain more later. First, I suggest that you go and watch the previous videos. Watch the previous software videos, and with them, you can produce the EPW you need. What are NASA data like? What do they look like? Where can they be downloaded? What does the EPW data look like? What do our other software look like? My suggestion is that you go and, so to speak, see our channel, the section or playlist of software and climate data. Let me open this. Well, here we have made many different videos. The one I suggest is this. If you don't know what's inside EPW, then watch this video. A review of climate data information contained within the EPW file. Watch this. If you want to produce an EPW for a single year, our suggestion is this video. Use EPW 1 year. If you want to produce an EPW for an average period, for example, an average period of 2005 to 2021, if you want to have an average EPW, use this software. If you only want to download the solar data, that is, only the solar radiation, well, use this software, Solar Download. If you have an Excel sheet that you want to convert to EPW, multiple Excel sheets if you have, for example, some Excel data that you want to convert to EPW, use this video. If you have 3 hourly meteorological data, okay, and you want to convert them to EPW for 1 year, of course. For multiple years, we're explaining it in this video today and the next video, which I will produce later. So here you have an Excel, you want to convert it to EPW, use this video. I suggest that you watch other videos too, so first, you should go and take a look at these. The NASA data, well, that video is also there, it should be here. Download climate data from 6 different sites using Meteorological you can produce, and if I can find the NASA data here it should be, here it is. Download climate data, hourly, monthly, daily from the NASA site. I think you should watch all of these, it's very good. Okay, the NASA data, I told you the site, I told you about EPW, I introduced the software too. Well, this software, its coding has been done in Python. In this video, I don't want to talk about its coding. The coding took a long time, 2 or 3 months, not consecutively, of course. See, this is its coding, and it was very time-consuming. It took 2 or 3 months. Each day, we would work on it for 1 or 2 hours, we tested it, we validated it. It's done now, and now the software is freely available to you. I don't want to talk about the coding. Okay, the tutorial on how to use the software. Let's go see what the software looks like. After downloading, when you download it, you will have such a, so to speak, software, EpwSandia. It's in exe format. Because it's written with Python, when you double-click on it, a page opens saying, "Please wait." While opening the software, dear user, please wait. It depends on your system. It may take 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, depending on your CPU power, how long it takes to open. Now, for me, it took about a minute. Well, this is the main view of the software. the production of EPW using NASA data. Note that it takes NASA data, based on a method called the Sandia method. What is the Sandia method? Okay, if you want to see the Sandia method, if you click here on Help, it's explained where you can download it from this link. If you copy this link into a browser, you can see it. I'll show you, I have its PDF here. The Sandia method for TMY2 or TMY3, it doesn't matter, it's the same method. Here you can go and read about the Sandia method. How can the Sandia method be used to produce data? In any case, we used this method, and the format that is produced is TMY2. TMY2 and TMY3 are not much different. In TMY3, some options have been removed. Here, it shows the difference that in TMY2, in TMY3 some options are missing, some options have been removed. And TMY3, well, it's a bit newer. It also says that it was created from 1991 to 2005. The format we produce is EPW, it is not TMY. Okay, I closed this. We wanted to talk about what? About the software. Well, I loaded the software, it's here. See, this is the main graphic of the software. Here you can see our channel. I suggest that you subscribe, introduce it to your friends, so that others can also use it. View related video. Here you can click on this, the related video, the video you're watching right now, it brings it up for you. I haven't put it on YouTube yet, but, well, if you click here later, it goes and opens that video for you. Okay, select folder. You have to select a folder where you want to dump the data. That is, where do you want the data that I want to produce for you to go? Select a folder. Select folder. I go on the desktop, I make a new folder. New folder. Okay, for now we won't talk about the problems if you do something wrong. We want to produce something correct for now. Well, here you have to provide the latitude, the geographical latitude. The defaults you see are for Tehran, the city of Tehran. 35.69. The geographical longitude, 51.31. You can provide this with 3 digits as well. It can be more, of course, but, well, NASA data changes about 1/10 in geographical length and latitude. For example, if this becomes 70, it changes, approximately. Of course, 69, 79, it should be like that. Okay, from what year to what year? From which year to which year? This first, for example, from 2021 to 2025. First, the data has to be there. Now it's 2024, there's no 2025 data. 2024 isn't over yet either, so you can't create for 2024. You can write, for example, from 2001 to 2021, for example. And it should be like this. The start should be smaller than the end. You can't write it backwards. For example, you write from 2021 to 2001, no. From the beginning to the end, the beginning should be smaller than the end. At least 5 years are needed. It won't produce it for less than 5 years. That is, if you write, for example, from 2019 to 2021, it won't work. How many years is that? 19, 20, 21, 3 years. It won't work. It has to be at least 5 years. You have to put at least 5 years. How do you know from what year the NASA data is available? This, I'll tell you later how to find this, but I think it should be available from 2001 to 2023, currently. At the time I am recording, it is 2024, November 16, 2024. Currently, NASA data is available from 2001 to 2023. You can use it. Well, I want to put, for example, from 2000, for example 15, to 2023, 2011. It's not important, let's put 24 so that it doesn't get too, so that it doesn't take too much time. Our city is Tehran. You have to enter the name of the city. The name of the city, where is it for? It's for Tehran, of course. The country code, well, for Iran, we write IR. Our country is Iran. WMO, the International Worldwide Identifier, I also explained it in previous videos. You can search on the internet and find it. Our time zone is also 3.5. The height above sea level in meters is 1191. The calculation of lighting. You can check this or not. If you check it, it calculates the lighting based on the radiation. How? I wrote it here in the help section. If you go to the help section, well, this section, if you check this tick, it calculates the lighting data based on the radiation data. For example, it takes the global horizontal lighting, multiplies 10.76691 by the global horizontal normal radiation, multiplied by 10.5. It does this for the global, direct, and diffused, and the link is here, you can see it. In my opinion, though I showed it in previous videos, the data is correct. The data is reliable. So I suggest you also check this, the lighting calculation. Okay, now if you go and click on EpwSandia TMY2, it won't work, because you haven't downloaded the data yet. See if I press it, it says, first download the data, first click on EPW 1 year. That is, download the data year by year and create an EPW for each of those years. This is another feature. Now, so that you can create the entire period, it produces it for each year too. I'm clicking on it now. Okay, see here it's empty, EPW 1 year. The suggestion is that your VPN be on. Sometimes it works without a VPN, sometimes it doesn't. See, it says generating EPW for the year 2014. That is your start. EPW for the year 2014 generated, you can see it here. This is its Excel, this is the EPW. Now it went to 2015. It made 2015 too. It makes it in order. Do not change this name. Later, we need it in the second part. Don't touch these. You can use these. Year by year you have EpwS, then it comes and makes 2015 for you. If it opens. 2000, see it says, generating EPW 2015, 2015 is over, generating EPW for year 2016. EPW file has been generated for 2016. But something else was written. This is a leap year. This is a leap year. A leap year has 8784 data. A normal year has 8760. That's 24 more. February 29 is inside this data. There, we, when producing the EPW for 2016, wrote inside the file that this is a leap year. Let me show it to you. 2017 isn't a leap year. Let me open it. Okay. Now, 2016, while this software is finishing, let's do this. Let me open 2016. 2016 is a leap year. Where is it identified? Here a yes is written. The software identifies that if yes is written here, then this year is a leap year. But this year, 2017, it's not a leap year. No. Now let's go to the end, look at 2017. 8768 data are there. 8 are because of the header. It becomes 8760. Let me bring the other one. 2016, which is a leap year, it's written yes. Let's go here. 8792, there are 24 more. 8 of them are for the header. What is the header? Well, these are it, these 8 lines here. So these were produced year by year for everyone. Now let's see if it's finished or not. Yes, it's finished. See, for example, 2020 was also a leap year. Above, you can also look, 2016 was a leap year, 2020 was also a leap year. Now this software is done. It says end. Now you can generate EPW using Sandia method or the same TMY2. Now we can click on this. Now we can change the period too. For now, let's produce it for the same period. Okay, here it dumps the file in the same place again. EpwSandia, it says, generating EpwSandia for 2014 to 2023. It doesn't take long. It will produce this file for us, and here we can see it. Now, if it's produced, I'll show you. It gives you the Excel data and the EPW. This is for the period. We can see its Excel. This is its Excel data. Well, this is its Excel data. The first year, the first month is 2015. Let me bring up the software. It wrote, what? Generating EpwSandia for 2014 to 2023. EpwSandia for the period 2014 to 2023 is generated. Best years. Which are the best years for each month? Well, in the Sandia method, for each month of the year, for example, January, February, or March for each month of the year, it selects the data of 1 year. Now, for the first month, it used 2015. For the second month, 2022. For the third month, 2020. Well, here you can see it. For the first month, it's 2015. Let's go down. The second month is 2022, for example, the ninth month, 2016. The ninth month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It becomes September. The last month is 2019. Well, look at that. It uses that data. So the EPW is produced in this way. Of course, this is its Excel, this is its Excel. So for each month of the year, from the whole period, 1 year is selected. It's selected like this. This is its Excel. This is the EPW, you can see it. This is its EPW and it was made. It has 8760 data. If you look, 8768. 8 of them are the header. It becomes 8760. Here you can see it. Here 2015 was used. Now, if we go to the last month, 2019 was used. The data that is used inside the EPW. In this way, using the Sandia method, this data has been selected and produced. Now, if you want to produce for another period, you shouldn't close this software. You should, what? Change your period here. For example, this was first 2014 to 2023. Now I'll make this, for example, 2018 to 2023. I'll press EpwSandia because the data is downloaded. See, it wrote, generating EpwSandia for 2018 to 2023. This way you can compare. From the old period or from the new period, see what has changed. The year-by-year data, it's EPWA I made for you, it's all here. Now it is producing and it will tell you the selected years. EpwSandia for 2018 to 2023, generated. The best years are like this, you can see these. Now, if you, for example, press something here that is not inside the period, then it won't work. Look, for example, we entered it from 2014. I'll write 2001. We have to press this again, start from the beginning. If you press this here, it won't produce it because the data has not been downloaded. Here it writes, generating 2001 to 2023, but it gives you an error. It gives you an error of coding. It cannot because there is no data. Wait a bit, I'll show you. From the period you want to see, it cannot, so to speak, read these data. This is a programming error. So you should give exactly the period that the data for it has been downloaded before. Now I'll write 2014 again. change this. Well, it still doesn't work. Or if you come and tamper with the files here, for example, the Excel files, For example, 2014 from 2014 this. If you change this data's name to 1, it doesn't work either. If the names of the data are changed, if you give the wrong period, it doesn't work. If I press it again, it wrote 2014 to 2023, but because I changed the name of 2014, this data doesn't work. So the data must have been downloaded. The period must be continuous. You can't have a file, for example, be deleted from here. One of these files be missing. Now see, it gave the error. It gives the same error. This, again, its name, the names of the years must be like this. You should not touch these, otherwise problems will occur. The period shouldn't be less than 5 years. If I write 2020 to 2023, it will give you an error too. It won't answer with less than 5 years. When you press download, of course, it tells you that this is less than 5 years and it cannot be done. Because Sandia, based on the data it selects, is for 5 years. That is, the period must be at least 5 years. So if you make it bigger or smaller than that, it gives these errors. You have to go according to the format that I went. 2014, yes. 2014 to 2023, we produced the data. In this way, you can, for example, EpwSandia, now you have it for each year, 2014, 15, 15 to 2023, you have. I have it for the period 2014 to 2023, I have for 2018 to 2023 too. You can do different comparisons with this. For example, let me show you an example in Data View. I've also made a video for this software. For example, we can compare these two periods. One of them is 2014 to 2023. One of them is 2023. I want to compare 3. In the profile section, for example, let's compare dry bulb. The blue, the period 2014 to 2023. 2018 to 2023 is this color and the other one, which is 2023, is this color. You see that you can do different comparisons. From the climatic point of view as well as the energy consumption, they can be done. These data can be used. You have data year by year, you have EpwSandia, and we also created it for different periods. When you close the software, it has to start from the beginning, that is, everything from the beginning. It's true that the data is here, but it won't identify it. The software that makes EpwSandia using Excel, I will create that after this and I will post the video. In this way, you can see the help section too. Who made the software, how it was made and the guide, how it is. You can put the year 1900 to understand from which year the data is available. About the lighting, I explained the website of NASA. You can see it here. The height above sea level. You may want to know the height above sea level for a particular point. I have put this link for you. You can get the height above sea level by entering it there. I tested it. It's almost correct. From this site, if it opens, here it is. You can, for example, put it based on the latitude and longitude and put the geographical length. You can select a point. For a point that I'm trying to load, for example, here, I'll choose if it works. It brought up advertising. You can, for example, put the name of, for example, Tehran. If it can find it, it will show it to you. For example, the height above sea level, it will give it to you. 1,166.5 meters is what it suggests. Tehran from here, it said. You can give a precise geographical length and latitude so that it gives the point of interest. That is, here, you select the latitude, longitude, the length, the geographical length and the length, put it back to back, and find the height above sea level. This link is for that. Okay, here is also the user manual. You can see the TMY2 and TMY3. If you press this link, you can see the Sandia guide, download it, if you are interested to see how it is made. Okay, that's it. Let me see if anything else is left. The tutorial on how to use the software, I told you. Lighting, I told you production of normal and leap years. I also told you to view, I also showed you header correction. The files that exist, well, what does their header look like? For example, look at this one. Their headers are like this. I have explained before about file headers. You can use this in Energy Plus. In the Energy Plus software, in this section, when you've installed Energy Plus, it has a header converter. If I can find it, for example, Energy Plus 8, it has a weather statistics tool. You can select, for example, the same 2014 to 2023, and you can make an EPW from it again. You put this, and let me put its name as new. New, the header corrects it for you. The header adds a few things to it. About what it adds and that, watch the educational video. The educational video is in the channel. The educational video for EPW, the same one that I showed you here, this one, review of information in the EPW file. I don't want to explain it again, but the header is corrected. For example, this one was ours. There is no need to correct the header, only if you want some data to be added. New. A few things are added to it. For example, the typical extreme period, these kinds of things are added, the ground temperature is added. I think only these two options will be added, nothing else. This is also the header. I have also explained about the header. Now only the validation is left. Before validation, I'll say the problems. Oh, if you want to make a contribution, you can press the text button. This software is completely free of charge for you. You can pay an amount if you want. It's not obligatory, in US dollars or in rials. US dollars must be in Tron format, USD, Tether. Rials, if you click on that, here you can pay whatever you want. You can pay whatever you want here. Of course, there is no obligation in this. Now I want to close the software and run it again. Let me show you some of its errors. Okay, now I'm clicking again, I want to run it. It takes a while for it to open. Let's wait for it to open. Okay, this is opened. If you start working on EPW 1 year right away, it says the starting year should be smaller than the end year. The selected period cannot be less than 5 years. Some of these errors are given to you in Farsi, some in English. You must definitely select the folder. If you don't select it, well, a problem occurs. For example, let's select the same new folder. For example, if there is an English letter in the latitude, it can't be done, it must be a number. These things have to be followed. You have to go exactly according to the video that I taught you. It can't be done otherwise. How do we know if this data is right or not right? I came and compared it. I want to talk about the validation section. The last part, validation. How did I validate this? I had the data of 5 cities in America before. Of course, these data were, so to speak, missed. They have a lot of missing data. I have written a guide here. I came and compared the data produced for 5 cities in America. What are these cities? If I say their names correctly, Abilene, Amarillo, Brownsville, Houston, and Salt Lake City. The best data was for Salt Lake City, that is, it had less missing data. Let me show you examples of the data. From what year to what year was it? From 1961 to 1990. I came and, well, I found this data, for example, let me show you Salt Lake, year by year. First, the data that we had was like this, that is, one complete file, all the data was in it. all of this data. If the data loads, this data should first be year by year. See, for example, this is for temperature, and I don't know dew point, and these kinds of things are in this file, but it's year by year. For example, the year 1961 to how much 1990. We separated these. We found the missing data. See, these are missed, that is, not reported. These that are not reported have to be fixed. They were fixed, they were converted to Excel. Also, the solar radiation has been added to it. The solar radiation was also like this, for example, this for Salt Lake City. The solar radiation is like this, for example, for the year 1961, I think. All of these have been combined, they have been made into Excel, and using those Excel files, using the software that we made, its EPW was made. The produced EPW is like this, for example, this is for Abilene, 1961 to 1990. This is, for example, Amarillo. This is, for example, Salt Lake. Where was it? Let me show it. This is Salt Lake. So we came and this original data from Energy, the data by the software from 1961 to 1990, based on this data, we created it. The same software that I showed you. Of course, with the use of its Excel files. So this has not been downloaded from NASA. This data was taken from a place, for example, the Energy Organization of America. We had taken it earlier. We took this data, real data, not from NASA. So, using the real data that was available from 1961 to 1990, using the Sandia method, we made this. Now you go to the Energy Plus website. The website of what? Energy Plus. There to the weather section. The weather section. There, for example, you can put the city's name, for example, Abilene, We search, they made this themselves. They came and made the TMY2 of Abilene. And a TMY2 from the Energy Plus site that they made themselves. Here, you can download it. You can download its EPW. From here, it's downloaded. And the one that we made ourselves. This, for what we made, is, for example, Abilene. This is also for, where was it? Let me show you, this is it. This is also for theirs. These two, now this one I made myself. This one, which is made, is theirs from the Energy Plus site. This Salt Lake of Energy Plus, this Salt Lake is mine, that was made with this software. These should be, to some extent, similar, or their selected years should be the same. The selected years, I checked, they correspond about 60%. Why does it not fully correspond? Because of the missing data. I explained, I showed the data in this section, that the data we have is missing data. And also the question here is the data that they have used exactly this? This isn't clear, but, well, about 60 to 70% in different cities, the selected years match. We then came and compared their energies. Before the energies, for example, let me show you one city in view to see if they match or not. Okay, I have to go in this folder, let me copy this. I want to show you Salt Lake, the best city that we had. This Salt Lake is from the Energy Plus site, and Salt Lake, the one we made, is this, 1961 to 1990. Let's go see their profiles, for example. Let's look at their globals. Global, total radiation reaching the horizontal surface, they are very similar. It's direct one, for example, and it's diffuse. Their radiations are quite similar in most cities. There isn't much difference. Now, let's go, for example, and compare their dry bulb. This, red, is the dry bulb of the Energy Plus site. This blue one is what we made. You see that they are quite similar, but you can't compare it visually. We have to go compare the energy consumption. I came and used Energy Plus for one room and compared the energy consumption. Let's see what percentage of difference there is. About 4 or 5% depending on the city. For example, for the first city, it's negative 1.8%. That is 1.8% from ours compared to energy plus the energy given is less. These are also their graphs that you see. This is the total energy. This is the cooling. The trend is similar. For the second city, it's the same again. You see total radiation, heating, and cooling, it's about 38%. This one was the most because it had more missed data. Houston and finally Salt Lake, which was the best, they are almost identical, you see. The total section, the total radiation, the total, so to speak, energy consumption, its heating consumption, its cooling consumption. This is how the comparison was done. And the selected years, which I told you about, they correspond 60 to 70%. Therefore, in my opinion, this software is reliable and the EPW that it produces for a period is acceptable. Okay, this is from the validation section. I didn't forget anything. If you run the software and it gives an error, well, watch the video. Watch the video again. You have to go according to the format. You should not change their names. Of course, we don't have to do anything with the EPW, but the Excel files shouldn't have their names changed. Once you have run it, you have to run it again. You have to download the file again. It's true that the file is here, but it has to be downloaded again. So pay attention to these and go according to the video. Well, there is nothing else left. I hope that you will make good use of this software. Introduce it to your friends. It's a good software and it's free. This software is free. Remember to subscribe to the channel and introduce it to your friends. God willing, you will get good use of it. In the next video, God willing, I will show you another software that uses the same Sandia, but this time we will give it the Excel files ourselves. That is, we don't download the Excel files from NASA, we ourselves will give it the Excel files. For example, suppose you have some meteorological Excel files. You want to produce an EPW with the Sandia method. The software is also done. I will release the video in a couple of weeks in my channel on YouTube, and I'll release the software. With hope for the next videos.